We are so back. Hi, I'm Eidolon. I'll be taking over voice narrations for Akoree. With 2025 behind us, it's time to take a look back at the updates done to Star Citizen, as well as how Northern Star has been developing. If you're interested in joining us, you can find the link to our Discord in the description. But even if you're part of or leading an org, we'll try to share some of the challenges we faced and what we did to overcome them. Let's get started.
Twenty 2024 ended with an important update. Version 4.0 introduced the Pyro system, as well as server meshing, a technology allowing multiple servers to be used at the same time to manage the game world. Hopes were high for that update. Despite the long wait for that system, the update was rushed out the door before CIG's Christmas break. The game experience was poor, and what would have been a massive draw for the game ended up turning people away. On the Northern Star side, we had spent our year in a mostly stable state as a small group of friends. Things changed drastically near the last few months as we absorbed members of another org and doubled our size to grow what I would call an extended group of friends. Version 4.0 gave 2025 a very rocky start. There was content to explore in Pyro, but its unstable state led the player base to pull away for a few weeks. Near the end of the month, Patch 4.0.1 came out with the aim of stabilizing the player experience. With the game in a more playable state, people trickled back in slowly, continuing to pillage the Pyro stations and executive hangars. Not much happened until the release of Patch 4.0.2 later in the month, bringing more stability along with our first event of the year, Supply or Die. Our first negative shakeup of the year came in early March. The lack of presence from some people in leadership and the stagnant growth did create some discontent. When it comes to orgs that are smaller in size, it can be difficult for groups to keep the ball rolling with interesting activities. This led to a handful of our players leaving on good terms. There is no getting around how discouraging it can be to see players leave. Especially at a small scale, it can mean the death of a group. Our answer to this was to persevere. That perseverance paid off nearly immediately. As we tried to make our town halls more engaging, a video was created showcasing our internal structure. That video ended up being attractive to many external players looking for a home. Thanks to it and our renewed efforts, Northern Star easily gained up to 3 or 4 times the amount of players that initially left, leaving us at a healthy small community by the end of the month. That player increase arrived at a great time, because the month ends with the first of many big content patches, 4.1.0. This patch introduces Align and Mine, large-scale locations that require multiple gameplay types to complete. It quickly became a PvP hotspot, and where some of our most fun events were held. Unfortunately, the fun quickly turned sour as the activity begins to break and become unusable. Its status would go up and down throughout the year, but seems to have finally stabilized at the end of 2025. Players interested in mining could now begin their adventure with the Drake Gold. Its small size and versatility make it quickly popular. Miners could also set their sights on the ATLS Geo, a mechanized suit with a jump pack that allowed the mining of small and medium ore nodes. Northern Star continues to thrive. The increased player count allows us to post regular events for people to join. We begin slowly forming what would later become the core of our org, which also brings one of the bigger hurdles that comes around this time, which is the clarity of communication in events with more than 15 players on Discord. With Star Citizen having so many functions and roles to fulfill, the need for precise communication in an org becomes much larger. To combat this issue, leadership would begin testing out multiple types of voice chat software. Their sights and ears fall on Sonoran Radio a couple months later. No patch releases during this month, but spirits remain high, with Invictus being right around the corner. Patch 4.1.1 drops along with the Invictus Expo. Its sales, and most importantly, its new ships. This update releases with the Guardian MX, a heavy fighter that packs a bit more punch than the base Guardian at the expense of some of its comforts. Anvil's Asgard, a variant of the Valkyrie. This now fan favorite is tailor-made to transport ground vehicles of all kinds onto the battlefield. The MTC, a small truck for 2 players to drive in the combat areas. And finally, the Aegis Idris, a game changer. This capital ship is huge, powerful, and can be used as a mobile base for a large crew. It quickly became a PvP staple for players to be able to get their hands on one. Taking a backseat to the excitements of the exposition, the new content for this update includes a few new space battle missions. These type of missions often include a new space area, and for this one, it's the abandoned mining bases. As soon as Invictus ends, Northern Star is hit with a major shakeup. The senior leadership members and co-owner of the org, whose inactivity drove players away earlier this year, decided to leave. Not content with leaving empty-handed, they take some of our org members along with them. What would usually be a very hard time for any clan, org, or guild ended up being a very liberating moment for what remained of the management members. They were free to take Northern Star where they and the community wanted. By June, Northern Star is completely recovered from the shakeup. New leadership members are trained and promoted. This is also when we begin implementing more structure into how people gain their ranks. Patch 4.2.0 releases, introducing Stormbreaker, a new activity added to Pyro where the players go to different facilities with the aim of defeating and looting a giant worm. 2 new vehicles are added. The Prowler Utility, a variant of the Prowler dropship that instead focuses on stealth cargo transport, and the ATLS Ictes, a combat variant of the ATLS that is fun to use but not supported by most activities yet. Patch 4.2.1 releases, adding Meteor, a few space missions, and the Resource Drive event. The event is simple, but revolves around the use of cargo elevators, an unstable feature of the game that causes a lot of the challenges for players trying to gain all their rewards. CIG progressively fixes the elevators as time goes on, and they also increase the time limit of the event. The Resource Drive will have a lasting impact on the game as it pits all 4 planets from the Stanton system against each other. Hurston came out on top, and their planet now has permanent rebate on all goods sold, as well as having a statue dedicated to them at the Pyro Gateway. The release of patch 4.3.0 adds the brand new Onyx facilities, an interesting location for PvE FPS content. Its atmospheric halls host a variety of missions in 2 different wings. The main activity people run there, however, is the farming of their prized light armor sets. A new gorgeous light fighter is added to the game, the L-21 Wolf. It quickly becomes another fan favorite. The September patch, 4.3.1, brings an extension to the Onyx facilities, along with a new armor set to farm. Once again, the location looks fantastic, and comes with a larger mission line that integrates all locations within the structure. The Apollo Medevac and Apollo Triage are both added into the game. These long-awaited ships fall a bit flat due to their low need for medical gameplay in the current state of the game. Patch 4.3.2 comes out ahead of CitizenCon. It includes another extension to the Onyx facilities and a fight against a new type of worm-like enemy, the Yormong. The presentations of CitizenCon are done fully online this year, providing a much more compact experience with a view ahead for the next month instead of a long-term view of future features. Squadron 42 is conspicuously absent. Current hopes are that it's being held back until they have a solid release date to show more content. Once the presentation ends, 3 new ships become available in the game. The Paladin comes out swinging, the 2 to 4 player gunship that packs quite a punch. We gain access to a new heavy Vandal ship with the Stinger. Things wrap up with a new manufacturer, Gray's Market, and its Shiv, a kit-bashed cutlass that comes straight out of the trash and into our hearts. Around this time, we decide to release another structure guide. The magic strikes again, and it quickly becomes our most watched video, bringing even more players to our org. We also opt to widen our marketing and try other platforms. From this point, we begin shifting from a small community to what can be considered a medium-sized org. Patch 4.4 releases and brings along the Nyx system. The addition goes much more smoothly than for Pyro. Its offering of PvE FPS content quickly becomes a hotspot for farming rare armor sets, components, and items. November also hosted IAE and comes with a lot of new vehicles. Salvagers now also have a starting option thanks to the compact RSI Salvation. Drake releases 2 absolute bangers with the Golem Ox, a variant of their mining ship. And the Clipper, a ship that received mixed reactions when it leaked, but found itself many fans upon its release thanks to versatility for solo pilots. The Wolf gets a cousin in the L-22 Alpha Wolf, a laser variant. Breakhat's MDC is a variant of the MTC that ditched its player turret in favor of an automated PDC turret. RSI also finally releases its highly anticipated Perseus, a large gunboat that uses its massive cannons to take out larger threats. We unfortunately end the year in a similar way as it started with patch 4.5. It finally adds engineering to the game, but proves challenging to implement. Bugs and server issues degrade the experience for players, and activity once again slows down. For veterans who have held the line, this is expected, but it's always frustrating as the new player experience is impacted due to these issues. Ultimately, 2025 had a lot of ups and downs. In terms of positive, we have a lot of good quality content, many fantastic ships, some of them being very transformative, a generally more stable and fulfilling experience than in previous years. But some of the negatives cannot be ignored. DIG's year stability brought a lot of content but not many features. The few features we did get released in a poor state. Mistakes of the past are repeated, most notably the aforementioned December patch being rushed out before CIG's vacations. Overall, I'd give this year a solid 7 out of 10. Funding once again hit record highs this year, so we all hope that they will take the lessons learned to provide us an even better one in 2026. And now, for a quick message from our 3 leaders.
I am so damn proud to see how far Northern Star has come over the past year, and I am so excited to see where it goes in the future. Every day is a gift with NS, and I'm so happy to see how much fun each and every member has here. I have so many happy memories with NS, and I can't wait to make more. I am proud to be able to call myself the General of Northern Star, but it wouldn't mean anything without the enormous contributions that each and every one of you make to the org every day. So, to all of you, thank you.
The reality that Northern Star is becoming something more than just an RSI page has only really landed recently for me. I genuinely couldn't have told you that we would have achieved this much by now when I joined in 2024. The membership that makes up this org are some of the best people I have met playing this game. Every time I hop into a chat here, I'm reminded that no other org can come close to making this game feel real to me. All I can say is thank you, and I look forward to seeing what we can achieve over the next year and onwards.
Thanks, Seth and Waffle, for your very touching letters. You guys are wonderful. Sorry this video took so long to come out. Honestly, there was a lot to do on it, but hey, we're still in January, so I think it still counts. A huge thanks to both Eidolon and Noir Unit for helping us out with this video. The music and the voice acting were both impeccable. A big thanks also to everyone from Northern Star. You guys made 2025 such a great year. I can only hope that 2026 will be just as good. If you enjoyed what you saw in this video, don't hesitate to click the link in the description to join our Discord and see if you want to join us as an organization and Star Citizen. For now, I leave you with a small montage, and I'll see you in the next one.